What's up, guys? Welcome back to On and Off the Field. We're on episode 2, and today we got Coach Tank on the show. And I'm your host, Shane, and I'm a running back here at Don Bosco Prep. So let's start off with some jokes. So, Coach, where do football players go when they need to get a new uniform?
I don't know.
New Jersey.
All right. All right.
And then, why did the football coach go to the bank?
It's not to get money. They
To
don't
get a
make
quarterback.
money. To get a quarterback. All right.
It's corny
All right.
jokes, though.
All right. I like
All
it.
right, so, Coach, I want to talk to you about how was it growing up? I know it's we're in Jersey, and I know you told me a little bit about how you grew up. So what was that like?
Well, I grew up in Arkansas, so Arkansas is a lot different from New Jersey. It's a much slower pace of life. I don't know. I feel like just growing up down south, and I'm an '80s baby. It's just a lot different. Just the times are different. Everything about being a Southerner is really can't compare to living in New Jersey. I've lived in New Jersey now for 15 years, I think. But spending the half of my life in Arkansas, it was different. I knew everybody in my class. I went to public school. I graduated with 75 people, and there was a big class. Right? So my town's kind of small, but just everybody knows everybody. Everybody smiles and waves. My town there didn't even have a traffic signal. And then my friends here, they're always oh man, there wasn't horse and carriage, but it's very country,
I feel everything here moves so much faster.
Definitely. So it took me a while to get used to driving here. So now when I go home, I feel like I drive like I'm from Jersey. And so when I pick my mom up, she's like, slow this car down. And I'm just whipping it so.
So what was your favorite part of your career? College, high school, or the NFL?
High school was fun. Just because I played every position. I actually mainly played quarterback in high school, so I felt like I was the town hero, and so it was kind of like varsity blues, right? So being a quarterback on a good team, I kind of ran the town. College was fun just because it was just different. College, I would say, is when I realized hey, I'm pretty good at football. High school, I was just a big kid. I stunk in high school. But when I got to college, it was hey, I'm pretty good with this. And of course, being in the NFL was fun. I got paid to play a game. My job was to play football. So that was really cool.
It's crazy. You play quarterback in high school to a linebacker in the NFL. But here, usually everyone that goes here stays same position all the way through college, and then if they make it to the pros,
Yeah, that's because your age group think you know everything. So somebody told me to play linebacker. I didn't want to play linebacker. When I went to college, they kind of tricked me. So I thought I was going to play offense. I knew I wasn't a quarterback, but they were like, "Hey, put this jersey on," and it was a darker jersey, and I was like, "Well, that's the defensive colors," and he was like, "Yeah, you're playing defense," and I was like, "What?" Everybody wants to play offense, right? So I was just open minded to it. Even in the NFL, I played safety in college, and then when I got to the NFL, that was my probably first time really playing linebacker. But
okay, yeah. Coach, how do you feel about your faith? I mean, we talk about it a little bit here.
yeah, as far as how do I feel about my faith? I would say my faith has been instilled in me from birth. Growing up in Arkansas, my family was raised just Christian, right? And so until moving to the Northeast, I didn't even know anything about Catholicism. I don't even know if I had a Catholic friend growing up, just because if you know anything about the, I guess I would say the Bible Belt, it's Catholicism wasn't real big, at least where I'm from. Mm-hmm. And so as far as in regards to my faith, I would just say I'm just a Christian, and I believe the Bible's like my roadmap. I would say is the easiest answer I could give you, without having like this long drawn out answer.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like,
Yeah.
you just look to the Bible for answers and like where to go.
And even my friends here, like the one thing I've been here now, like from guys like Mr. Fazio, uh, Mr. Jandoli, and myself, like we pray every Wednesday. Like my friends and people that I look to, they may not necessarily call themselves Christians. Maybe they call themselves like Catholic or whatever else. But like I learned from those guys. Like there are great guys here on this campus that like I look to like and admire. So like I think my faith has grown even here, just being here now. Like I still ask questions. Like there's certain things I still don't know, just because I'm older than like some people, right? Like there are some things that I still have questions about. And so when I do, there are men on this campus that I go to and like, hey, like why is this? And you know, like my faith is still growing, right? I don't feel like your faith is something that is just you have it and that's it. So you have to like tend to, or you still have to like feed that faith. And so I definitely feed my faith here on this campus.
Okay. So who's your biggest inspiration? I mean, for me, like coming here, before I came to Bosco, I knew who you were, and like coming here, I remember the day for signing up for football, like freshman year, like you go in and you sign that you're coming here.
Yeah.
But then I looked at that list and I was like, I don't think like I'm big enough or strong enough to play here, so I didn't even eventually end up signing. But then I met you in after the state championship freshman year, and then I started working out with you, and then I choose to play. So who do you think's like your biggest inspiration?
Like when you say like inspiration, I know inspiration for me, like when I'm here, like there's so many guys that like inspire me, like truly, like I'm not only like as a football coach, but like just as a man, and like I'm a father, so like I want to be a great dad, you know. And so like as far as like who inspires me, like I know it sounds maybe generic, but there are just almost too many to name. Like I really do like love it here, and like there are some great guys here, and like I would feel bad to leave somebody off by accident. But like as far as like who inspires me, like what inspires me is like men that are like real men, you know, like tough. Like when I say tough, not like how much you could lift weights and you know things like that, but like tough in regards to kind of like what you meant, like even with your faith. Like I sit back and I talk a lot too, but like I watch people, and then I watch, are they just people that just say things? Are they people that say and do things? And like I want to be a person that not only says things, but like I do what I say. And so when I look at people that inspire me, it's people that I see that are doing what they say. And you know, even when nobody's looking, you know, like that's when I'm like trying to see like is he real, you know? And so like I've seen like firsthand here that there are like so many like great like godly men that like practice what they preach, and like that's what I want to be. Even as a man, when I'm long gone, like I don't want people to just know me as a like, oh, that was the guy that I think he once was in the NFL. Like football was just something that I did, and that always stuck with me. I had like a real good coach, and he would always say, football is just something that you do. Like that, it doesn't define me. Like, and even now, I haven't played football in 12, 13 years or something like that, and it's like that's not like who I am. Even being a coach here at Bosco, like I would hope that like that isn't like what people think about when they think, hey, like Tank Daniels is football, like, and you name this and that. But like just me as a man, and so that's what inspires me.
Yeah, like when I was talking to you about this, right? Like I was thinking in my mind, and like this quote in the Bible was like, "Faith without works is dead," right?
Yep,
Like that's what like it reminds me of like how like if you say something like you got to do it, and
Yeah.
like, it's like almost like if you don't do it, like you're a hypocrite. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
And then something that like inspired me too is like your worth ethic, right? You always talk about it, and like it's like you talk about it all the time, and how like if you work hard, like and put your all into everything, like good things happen, right? Like
Yeah.
even like with your motivational speeches, like
I think just like so like in working hard, like sometimes like hey, working hard doesn't mean that you're gonna win, right?
yeah,
to me, like working hard means like you'll be successful, right? You know, like, and I know like I remember praying like so hard to like oh please let me make it to the NFL, but like uh, if I didn't make it to the NFL, that didn't mean God didn't like hear my prayers. And like I know one thing that really helped me, like I remember I think I was like 22 or something, and somebody said like God hears like all your prayers, and He answers all prayers, and they said like He says the answer is either yes, no, or not right now. And sometimes I feel like with my faith, when God tells me no, it's like, what'd you say? Did you really say no? And, I try to make Him say yes, but sometimes you just have to listen because no is no. And so when it comes to those things, like that's just how I try to live. So
Yeah. And then like, what about like here, right? Like right now on our team right now, we got Chase, he's like big,
yeah,
and then we got like me, I'm like not that big, and like how can I be a leader? Like when you go out to, like I know my size and like sometimes that like discourages me to say
yeah.
stuff, but like how can you be like a leader?
So I think like you and I have a lot in common, and it's weird because like we look nothing alike, right? Because I'm here. What am I 6'4", and what are you?
Like 5'4".
You're like 5'4", but like I have this thing for like the underdog, because like I'm an underdog. I know even with me being from Clarendon, Arkansas, like I'm not the best person from my town to ever play football, right?
Yeah.
I'm not the best person from my college to ever play football, but like I was the first one to go pro for my town. I was the first one to go pro for my college, right? And like you could lead and still just be like a janitor, right? People kind of like, oh, what's being a janitor? But like your leadership can just be like, this is what I see in you too, and like this is something that you talk about, like what I admire and what do I look at. Like you work as hard as you can work, and like that's that I say this all the time. Just be the best you that you can be. Like I can't be Shane and you can't be Tank, right? And
Yeah.
so people sometimes may misunderstand me and think that like, hey, I want everybody to go to the NFL. I want everybody to be 6'4" and run and jump and do that. Like, no, I just want you to be the best that you could be. And just leadership isn't just with words. Like I said, and it goes back to what you said. Like sometimes you could just lead by doing the right things. Like I try to lead. Like I know like when I see people, when I see like the president of our school like picking up trash, it's kind of hard for me to bypass and pass some trash and be like, I ain't picking it up. That's not my job. And even in the weight room, like there's nothing that I won't do. And like I just want to be a servant, and that's what I think a good leader is. Like a good leader serves. Like a good leader doesn't sit to be served. Like a good leader is serving.
Yeah.
And so like if you want to lead, like it isn't about how many scholarship offers you have, how many touchdowns you're going to score, or how many tackles you have, right? Just being a good leader to me is like truly like doing your role and doing what's best for the team. Like we all have a calling,
Yeah.
and it's like using your calling for good.
Yeah. So, coach, like, how do you feel about our team next year?
This time of year is always tricky to me, like, cause I'm a worrier, and so like I'm like I don't know, like I don't know, man. We're so behind. I like have like little panic attacks. Hey, don't judge me. But I like where we're at. I want to see us like grow together as a team. Like I'm glad that we don't have to wear a mask anymore. With all the COVID protocols, I feel like all these things, like little things, I think just being an adult, like I'm aware of, but like you guys being a little younger, you're just not aware of. Like you guys need to be around each other. You need to like love each other. Like people think about football and it's this tough sport, right?
Yeah.
But like if you guys don't love each other and if the team isn't truly like a band of brothers, then we won't be as good as we possibly could be. But I think we could get there.
Yeah.
And so like I like that we're moving in the right direction. Like we're working out. 4 days a week. I see you guys like talking in the halls, having fun. I actually watch more you guys outside of football than I actually feel like I do inside. Because just seeing how you guys like care for each other. Because if you don't care for each other off the field, we're not going to be good on the field. So
Yeah. I mean, it was like crazy. Like I remember freshman year, from like we would run, and I remember Mondays would be 400 day,
Yeah.
and I used to be scared
Yeah.
because like my small strides, and
Yeah.
like I used to be out of breath every time we run, and then now like trying to like actually starting to make times, and like it
Yeah.
feels good, and like starting like I remember I used to be like the one guy like I didn't know anybody freshman year.
Yeah.
Now like everyone like I talk to
I know.
everybody.
That's cool. That's what I like too. Like so, like you'll have a story like the rest of your life. Like you're going to like remember these moments. I actually like that. Like everybody knows like there's Sugar Shane, and like you always like I always see you with everybody. You're just as vital as anyone like on the team, and that's what I love about a team because everybody has a role, and like you're not the ugly stepbrother. Like I see the way they treat you. Like it's like let's go, Shane. They push you the same way they push others, and as a coach, like I think that's pretty cool, and like that's what success looks like to me, and like it's bigger than if you never record one stat here, like people be like, "It's no way you played football at Bosco," and you're gonna be like, "Man, I practice with guys that were in the NFL, you know, like I practice with the guy that's going to whatever big college, right?" And people are gonna be like, "No, you're lying, man," but like you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I did," and like that's kind of cool to me because like that's really what it's all about. And to be honest with you, like I know for me, like I played with Hall of Famers, and then it was like I wasn't that good. You know, and so, but that's a beautiful thing to me about like team sports, because like that's what a team is made up of. A team is made up of like many different people from many different like playing experiences, and so like that's what makes a team special.
Yeah, and then I know you have two kids, right?
Yeah.
Two boys, and like you talk to me about them, and like
Yeah.
I know like Saturdays I'll text you or call you, and be
Yeah.
like, Coach, can we work out? And, like I know you're like a big father figure to all of us here and like in the sport. And you also have two little kids at home
Yeah.
too, and like it's just like amazing to me how like whenever I text you or call you, you're like, yeah, Shane, give me a minute, I'll come out, and then you bring them
Yeah.
too, and we're you like you always are ready to like work with us, like it's
I think that what helps me with that is like my like I didn't have a dad. Like my dad died when I was 2, and so like I think one of my first goals, to be honest with you, is like I wanted to be like a good dad. Like even over like NFL and stuff. And so like so even now like I feel like you guys are uh, like my sons too. And so and it's just like to bring my kids around, like that just tells you how like I feel about like Bosco too, because like this is my home. And like even when we were doing something and we'll drive down 17,
yeah.
and like my boys would be like, oh, they go daddy school, you know, and it's like let's go by there. And like I just think it's cool just because like I want them to feel the same way that I feel, because I really do feel like this is my home here. So and it's as far as like being a father, like I think that's one of the greatest like gifts. Like if you ask me, like I love when people like compliment me on my kids more so than like NFL or football like things.
Yeah.
Like it makes me feel good when people like, oh, your boys are so good. Like that's what like I'm proud of the most. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you think, I know there's like a lot of debate going on right now about this. Do you think Eli Manning should go to the Hall of Fame?
Heck yeah, man! Like he won like 2 Super Bowls, and then so it's funny, but like not fun. And of course I'm going to say that, but like if you're going to say like, and I didn't always feel this way, but like I have to admit it. Like I would say Tom Brady is the best quarterback of all time, the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get
Yeah.
my swag right. So Tom Brady's the GOAT, and so if you're saying this one person is the GOAT, if this person could never beat this person, wouldn't it like elevate him?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like if Eli wasn't Eli, Brady would have 11 rings.
Yeah.
So like, no, but like such a great career, such a great teammate, such a great like, just man. And so like his football like stats like speak for themselves. I definitely think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't really see how you can win 2 Super Bowls and not be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have guys that are in the Hall of Fame with 0 like Super Bowls, so I definitely think he should be in the Hall of Fame. and hands down, like one of my like best teammates, and we're not buddies. I ain't trying to say like we're like best buds, right? But like if I sometimes I always just equate it to like if I was like that big, like how would I be? And I'm not sure I would be like that good. Like to have all that power and prestige, and like he's just such a down to earth like guy. So like, yeah, definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. If I had a vote, I would vote for him.
I mean, I grew up watching him. He was
Yeah.
like my quarterback. Like growing up as a kid, he was like, "Oh, that's Eli Manning." Like you would
Yeah.
know from anywhere. It was
Yeah.
like it was the greatest watching him. And like I know you won the Super Bowl. How was that? And like you told me that like comparing it to Bosco Bergen, like you have like a feeling like that.
So playing in the Super Bowl was like cool. I'm from a small town. My town is like 2,300 people, and there may have been I don't know how many like thousands of people. Like we did the Parade of Canyons, like in the city. Like that was so cool. Like seeing just confetti rain down. Like that was like really cool. So like there was such a great feeling. But like as far as like the comparison between that and Bosco Bergen, I gotta say it's up there just because like that anticipation is I feel like the same as like Super Bowl Sunday. So,
Yeah. Well, that's all we got today, guys. Thank you, Coach Tank, for coming on. And that's it. Thank you, guys.